Welcome everyone, my name is Jason Jacobs and today we are going to learn the percent equation again. This is part 2 and we're just going to practice these because the more practice the better. Shout out to my students. I really wanted you to practice the percent equation while you're on break. So let's practice it now. Here we go. Get out a sheet of paper or your notebook and let's review the percent equation. So sometimes you're missing the part, sometimes you're missing the whole, and sometimes you're missing the percent. You need to decide what you're missing. So if you're missing the part, you do the whole times the percent as a decimal. Or you could do the percent times the whole, commutative property there. If you're missing the whole, you do the part divided by the percent as a decimal. And if you're missing the percent, you do the part divided by the whole. Part divided by whole will equal a decimal, which can be converted to a percent. You want to be real fluid in your conversions to know that 25%, for example, is 25 hundredths and 1/4. 50% is 5/10 or 1/2, so on and so forth. Now, you can also use a proportion, which I've been liking a lot because you don't have to remember this. You just have to know what's the part and what's the whole. And it's percent over 100 equals the part over the whole. And the part is indicated by the word is or not. You know, in these problems it is, but sometimes in real life situations you have to really decipher, is this the part or is this the whole? It won't always follow like this is the part, for example. So part most of the time is indicated by the word is, and whole most of the time is indicated by the word of. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Try these now. Go ahead, pause the video while you pause the video. Unpause. Okay, did you do them? 3 is what percent of 5? What are we missing? The part, the percent, or the whole? Well, let's see. Let's break this down. 3 is, well, is indicates the part. What percent, well, that's what we're missing. Of what? Of indicates the whole of 5. So 3 is what percent of 5? We're missing the percent. So let's do the proportion first. We have percent out of 100. So I'll just put like X out of 100 equals the part over the whole. 100 divided by what is 5? What's the relationship here? Well, 20 is the relationship. 100 divided by 20 is 5. And what divided by 20 equals 3? Well, we could use the inverse operations. 3 times 20 is 60. So 60 out of 100 is 60%, and 3/5 does equal 60%. You can also use the percent equation, which is the part divided by the whole. So 3 divided by 5 equals 6/10 when you do that. I'll just do it for you because I like you. 3 divided by 5 right here. 3.0, decimal rises up. 5 goes into 3, nope. 5 goes into 30 6 times. 6 times 5 is 30, so 0.6. And 6/10 equals 60%. Booyah. Now let's do the next one. 2 is 10% of what number? Well, let's see. 2 is indicates the part. 10%, so we have the percent of what? We're missing the whole. Did you guys get that? So when you're missing the whole, let's see. Percent over 100, so 10 over 100 equals part over whole. So the part was 2 over X, the missing whole. So what's the relationship? Did you guys see that it was 5? 10 divided by 5 is 2, and 100 divided by 5 is 20. That's right. So X equals 20. So 2 over 20 equals 10 over 100. You're missing the whole. You do the part divided by the percent as a decimal. So 2 divided by 10%. If your calculator allows you to type in 10%, just do that. That's the easiest and best case scenario. Or convert it to a decimal, which is just 0.1, 1/10. 2 divided by 0.1, well, that equals 20. So the missing whole is 20. And now, what is 75% of 16? We're missing the part the whole, or the percent? Well, let's take a look. What is, so is part, so it looks like we're missing the part, 75% of 16. So of is the whole, so we are missing the part because the whole is 16. Hey, let's just model this here. I kind of drew this out. Here we can see 75% and 16 is the whole. So 16 goes here, right? And that's 0. And we want 75%, so we want right here. Well, let's try to do it. Let's first find the unit fraction. Unit fraction means 1 over some denominator, that's a unit fraction. 16 divided by 4, we'll get it, and that's 4. So, therefore, see what I did there? Therefore, 25% of 16, or 1/4 of 16, is 4. Well, that makes sense. Double 25%, you get 50%. Double 4, you get 8. So, 50% of 16, or half of 16, what's half of 16? That's right, 8. Now you can see multiples occurring. 0, 4, 8. What goes here? Well, if you find the unit fraction one, you just multiply, like, for example, 25% times 3 is 75%, so 4 times 3 is 12. There's a number of different ways you can do it. So the missing part is 12. But let's show the proportion and be complete about it. So the proportion is 75 out of 100, 75 per 100, because per cent, like 100 pennies and $1, equals what out of 16? Well, no relationship. It's difficult to find the relationship, kind of like a middle school student trying to find a relationship. So we have to reduce this to lowest terms. So 75 over 100, reduce the lowest terms is 3/4. So 3/4 equals x out of 16. Now, 4 times what is 16? So we have, magic, it disappeared. So we have 4 times 4 is 16. And 3 times 4 is 12. So again, 12 is the missing part here. Now for the percent equation, we're missing the part. So we do the whole times the percent, or the percent times the whole percent. 16 times 75 hundredths, and you're allowed to type that in the calculator, equals 12. And if you were to have to show your work, just don't say, I used a calculator. You would actually type out that equation to show your work. Hey, thanks for learning this percent equation. You're going to use this everywhere. I've made a ton of money on the stock market. And lately with the coronavirus, I've lost a ton of money on the stock market too. Like a lot. So much. I don't want to talk about it. But percents are everywhere in this world. And learning this percent equation, getting really good and getting the visual down of it and the proportion, it's going to get you so far. So really learn this, and thanks for practicing it at home while we are remotely learning. Hope you enjoyed this, and I miss you guys. I'll see you later.